Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here. Welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here, and I am glad to be here. 4th of July week. I'd like to share a story with you. You may not think it has much to do with the 4th of July, but it has a lot to do with freedom. It's a story that Tony Childress, one of the members of our stream team, where we meet weekly to kind of hold ourselves accountable and share what's going on. It's great. It's a great system. But he shared this story that he often shared with his family. He talks about a farmer and his son who were taking a horse to market to sell the horse. And as they're walking along, somebody comes along and said, you have a horse. Why don't you ride it? So the father takes his son, puts him up on the horse, and off they go. And so then as they're walking along, pretty soon, somebody else comes along and looks at it and goes, what a disrespectful son, making his father take him into town. So, son gets off, the father gets up. Okay. Now, as they continue to go on, somebody else comes along and goes, what a lazy father. Gets his son down there, pulling him along. So, he gets down, so they both get up on the horse together. So now they're together, they're on the horse. As they're moving along, somebody else comes along and says, oh my gosh, how cruel can you be? You're going to kill that poor horse. So, fast forward to when they're walking in town. And here comes the father and the son carrying the horse on their back. Okay, what's the lesson? What's the lesson? Think about it. What's the moral of this story? Let's take it back and fill in some of the gaps, and then let's see what it is. All right, so we're going to go back and tell the story just a little differently, a little bit more facts. Mom and dad are struggling. Number one priority is taking care of their family, no matter what. And as they think about it, pray about it, think about it, they say, we don't want to, but we may have to sell our favorite horse because our family comes first. If we can sell our favorite horse, we're going to have a lot of food for months. It'll take care of us. It'll get us past the rough time. So they make that decision. Dad goes out, gets the horse. As he's starting to walk off, mom comes up and says, you ought to take our son with you. He's a young man, but it gives him an opportunity to see how his father is. And as you're walking along, you're going to be able to talk, and you're going to be able to talk about things that will be very helpful to him. What a great experience for a father and son. Family first. So off they go. Now, you understand the difference right there? They have an objective. They have a vision. They have something that is priority. What's the priority? Family. Second thing is they've got to get that horse to town and they've got to sell it. So if they start putting riders on it, the value of the horse is going to go down by the time it gets to town because it's going to be haggard. It's not going to be as strong, and maybe they just won't get as much money. So by having the principle first, that makes a big difference. Having the vision first of knowing the family comes first, and the principles that support it. Covey said, it's easy to say no when you have a bigger yes burning inside. Stephen R. Covey said this. Okay. Warren Buffett has said the difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. Why? How can you do that? Because they know that when they say yes to something, what are they saying? They ask, what are they saying no to? Vision-driven people with principles won't ever be carrying a donkey into town. Now, think about that in terms of your family. My challenge for each of us this next week. We have social media constantly criticizing us. We have so many people criticizing. If you want a Teflon vest, identify what is your vision. What is it that you, no matter what, comes first? No matter what. Then what are your underlying principles that no matter what, you can claim that they're yours? If you can identify those, and then start to live by them. And as the leader, whether it's in your family or your home or your business, your community, stick to the principles. You see, principles are so much stronger, so much better than just saying, these are my values. Because however many listeners there are right now listening to this, that's how many different interpretations we may have of the same value. How many of you have integrity? We're all going to say we have integrity, but we have, hundreds of different definitions. But if we say that we always do the right thing, we're always in alignment with this, we start to define what integrity is and capture stories that demonstrate what they are, we will become better choice makers. We will become better choice makers. Years ago in our family, we came up with the way we sit down and the kids were little. What does it mean to be a brower? We wanted to identify underlying principles and then capture the stories around them. Now, have we done a perfect job? No, but we've started. We keep working on it. We've done it over the years. It's helped us. It's been like something, a little iron rod that we can hang on to. We said brower power. Never underestimate the power of a brower. Browers are powerful. What does powerful stand for? Prayerful, obedient, worthy, eternal, reverent, forthright, understanding, loving. We have definitions and stories behind them. That helps us. That helps us. So just pick one this week. Pick one if you haven't done it already. A principle. I'm not talking about a value. What is it that you can always count on us to do, and name your family? You can always count us to always do this. That's a great start. So that's your start. That's your challenge for this week. It'll give you freedom. You'll make better choices, and that's what freedom's all about. Have a meaningful week. Let's talk next week. Bye-bye.